You know, I've had a lot of times when I make videos about health and working out and wellness and things like that. And, or even when I talk about a lot of times on Facebook or anything, when I do post on there, I like to throw some motivation on there and things like that, right? And a lot of times people try to act like working out and how driven I am to things like this. They say like, well, you're already in shape. How much more in shape do you need to be, or this or that? Look, this is what I want you to understand. The devil, the enemy, his number one silent killer is food. In the garden, he tempted Adam and Eve with what? Food. Esau in the Bible sold his birthright for what? Food. You really have to think about that. And the food, I'm telling you, is a silent killer, y'all. The elites, the people at the top, you got to wonder why when you see commercials, do you ever see commercials about health? Do you ever see commercials about needing to change your life and get healthier? No, you always see commercials about fast food, milkshakes, candy bars, pop, stuff like this. And, and some of that food, it does taste good. And I believe that it's okay to have it on an occasion. Every once in a while on occasion, I'll reward myself with these type of foods. But most of the time, I would say 90% of the time, if not more, I'm eating healthy foods. I'm eating eggs. I'm eating fruits. I'm drinking protein shakes. I'm drinking lots of water. I'm eating peanuts. Things like that. Oatmeal. Things that are going to benefit my mind, body, and soul. And I know you guys know from the couple videos that I made, I don't know, maybe a week ago, around there, when, that I was dealing with this problem where I injured myself, right? And I'm still dealing with it. I haven't been able to go to the gym, y'all, in at least 2 weeks. And when the gym is something that you make like a staple in your life, look, if you can start to build momentum and you really begin to see the benefits of the gym, not only forget about how it makes you look. The way that you will look is an aftermath effect of the work that you put in. The way that you look is a great thing, yes, but that is the least biggest benefit of your health and wellness. Number one, your body is a temple. So you should protect your temple. Number two, it's going to make your mentality, your mind, body, and soul feel better, feel more energetic, feel more positive, more energy. Right? And you want to do this in any way that you can. But what I don't understand is, I remember when I was younger and I was literally a fat kid. I'm just going to keep it real. I was fat. And the way that made me feel back then was horrible. If you want to be 100% honest with yourself, Like I never wanted to take my shirt off at the pool when I was younger. You know, every time I sat down, I was trying to like hide my rolls. I didn't like it. I didn't feel good about myself. You know, and it's okay to, you know, I'm not saying that you have to be absolutely shredded or anything like that. If that's your goal, that's great. Do that. But to at least have, you know, to at least have the body that makes you feel good, that, you know, that makes you proud. You know, just like anything else, when you put in hard work and you reap the rewards, you see the results, it's going to make you proud. It's going to make you feel good about yourself because you made sacrifices, because you had to go through hard things to get to that point. This is going to build good habits in you. It's going to build discipline in you, especially for the men. A man needs to be a warrior. You know, that's what 90% of women want. That they want to know that they are standing beside a man that can handle his own, that they are standing beside a man that if things pop off, you can be a warrior. You can protect her and yourself and or your children. Now, if you're just somebody that's completely out of shape, lazy, things like that, and somebody runs up trying to hurt you and your family or your team or your people, how well do you actually think that you're going to be able to defend yourself compared to somebody who's been putting in work, for someone who's been grinding, working, sweating, pushing, getting stronger, not just physically stronger, but mentally stronger, spiritually stronger? There's one thing that I know for certain about men. All men have anger in them, naturally. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not a good person. That doesn't mean that you're not at peace. That doesn't mean that you don't have God. Now, if you have that anger that you can't control, you know, that P. Diddy anger, then, you know, then that's something that you really need to work on. Then you shouldn't be with nobody. You should be separating yourself and working on that and getting closer to God and healing whatever that is. Because that anger is trauma. That anger is pain. That's what anger is. Somebody who is angry all the time is someone who is in pain on the inside. Anger is pain on the inside that comes outwardly. It comes outwardly as anger. And I know this because I had been angry growing up as a child when my dad went to prison when I was young and I got taken away from where I was from. And then my mom passed away and I went to the streets. I was angry. I just didn't think it was fair. I didn't understand why this had to happen to me at such a young age, when everybody was having Christmas, when everybody was doing all these things, you know, and at the time, Christmas and Thanksgiving and all this thing like that was very important to me and my family. You know, it wasn't so much about the holiday, it was more about the gathering of the families. You know, and that was something that I craved. I seen families gathering together and eating food together and laughing together and spending this quality time together. And I was angry that I didn't get to experience that for many years. Many years. And that's when I drank a lot. That's when I was drugging a lot. That's when I was going to the bars and I was getting into fights. I wasn't starting fights. I was never the person to start a fight, but I could sure finish one. I was the type that I was going to the bar and drinking to socialize because that was my family, because I didn't have one. But if somebody popped off or someone tried to test me, it was like that. It was like a light switch. It was like I was just waiting for somebody to push that button. I was waiting for somebody to test that anger. And at the time I didn't understand this. And a lot of the times, I wasn't even angry towards the people I cared about. I was always a very good person and a loyal person to the people I cared about. So it wasn't even that type of anger where I was like mean to everybody around me, because that was never me. Although there was a time where I was like that, when the devil had me hooked on drugs. Because being on drugs can make you a person that you're not. They make you an animal. They make you a demon. For real. They take away everything about you that you are. Every good thing about you, it takes it away from you. So that's why I'm so passionate about talking about going to the gym and working out and health and things like that, because that's what saved my life. I started channeling that anger into a positive outlet, into something that was going to benefit me. And over time of me repeating it, it began to get all the anger out of me and start to raise my confidence and started to heal my mind. And then that's when I began to focus on mind and spirit at the same time. I was always that person that had that growth mindset. I was always trying to be the best person that I could be. I was just always, growing up, I was in the trenches, y'all. Like, I was in a place where I was a product of my environment. If you come from the hood, if you come from a place where you see nothing but drugs, violence, sex, you see things like this every single day, that's what's cool. That's all you know. And that's why a lot of times when you see these men, whoa, the camera fell. A lot of times when you see these men that are in and out of prison and in and out of jail over and over and over, it's because they're bound. They're stuck in that mindset that all they know is that lifestyle. And then when they get out, they go right back to hanging out with the same people. They go right back to living in the same places. So when I was really trying to change my life, one of the best things that I did was I completely removed myself from that environment. Now, sometimes you can't do that. Then that's when you just got to separate yourself from that environment and work on you in your own space. That's where isolation comes in. It is very hard. But if you want to change and you have a goal, that's what you have to do. And then, eventually at the time I had found a job that was out of town, that was like 20, 30 minutes away from where I was from, where I completely removed myself from all those people, places, and things that I couldn't get away from. I removed myself from it. And ever since then, is when I stayed out of jail. I wasn't going to jail anymore. I wasn't getting in trouble anymore. And then even after that, though, once I started meeting new people, I fell into old habits again. Because I got hit in the struggle. When things things started happening around me where I started, I lost a job, I lost this, so, I was trying to I was resorting back to the old ways that I knew, where I had to hustle, I had to grind to make it out, and that was never the right way to do that. But we are a product of our environment. That is all I knew. So that's why during COVID, when I took a bunch of losses then as well, it was like God stripped everything away from me. Everything. My old habits, the old toxic relationships, people, places, things, everything got washed away from me. And he completely healed me in a new way. And now I've been on this spiritual journey for 3.5, almost, I would say close to 4 years now. And it's a journey, man. The goals that you want aren't going to happen overnight, but you need to start now, because things will begin to get better over time. It's not like it's going to necessarily take 4 years for you to hit your goals. I've been hitting goals all along the way. Each year has been a big level up for me. And I believe by the end of 2024 will be the best year yet for me. God willing. And I'm ready to endure whatever I have to endure to get to my goals. So I just wanted to drop this message on you guys and, kind of talk about some of the things that I had been through and why I'm so passionate about fitness, health, mindset, things like that. Because it truly saved my life. Multiple times. Even the time when I was in prison for 2 years, that was 13 years ago. What got me through that 2 years was working out the whole time and growing as a human being. Motivating others around me, even in prison. You're going to fall. You're going to fail. Just keep learning from it and give yourself grace. Forgive yourself. You have to be able to forgive yourself for the mistakes that you make and continue to push forward, y'all. Just stay focused, stay positive, stay blessed. Keep that kingdom mindset. Salute.